Understanding the paths in UFC Mobile 2 can be challenging, to say the least. Finally, he sleeps here. Let's talk about one of the most confusing parts of UFC Mobile 2, the paths. First, though, make sure you subscribe here at YouTube and turn on notifications so you never miss a video when it goes live. Okay, back to paths. In the beginning, figuring out the paths in each event can be confusing, but once you understand them and you discover a few tricks, they are much easier to navigate. Now, whenever you start any event, when you click on the start node, you're presented with multiple paths you can take. Now, if you click on each of them in the right menu, they'll explain which bouts you're going to have to face, what weight classes you're going to need, and visually display the path in yellow. So here for path 1, we have a lightweight, a middleweight, and 4 heavyweights, and you can see by the yellow line that we go straight up the middle. Now, if we switch to path 4, for example, the highlighted yellow line goes out to the left, and this one we have 7 lightweights, just a middleweight, and a heavyweight. Anytime you can click an update team in here. So when we come back to the first node, it's chosen, let's go path 3. We'll pick path 3. And if I click update my team, it will choose the best possible team of fighters from my camp for the path that I'm on currently. If you want to switch players around and choose things, you can click edit your team. Let's say you're working on a specific quest or milestone that requires specific fighter styles or whatever. For example, you can swap out fighters as needed. So once we click edit team, let's say I want to take Alvy and swap him out with, let's say, a wrestler. I can highlight him and then put in a wrestler, and it adjusts the team. Click save, and I'm back there. Let's say you have some kind of a quest that requires 50 fights using wrestlers. That's when that would come into play. So now, sometimes, we want to mention this right now, sometimes 2 paths are interchangeable, but not ideal. Now, if this happens, you'll be given a choice of which direction to go. So right now, it's showing there's a red path forward, and I have a white path to the left on path 1. I haven't chosen any fight yet, so we'll update my team for path 1, and we're going to start. So we're going straight up the middle because that's where the yellow line showed, but we have 3 choices. We can either go to the left, to the right, or up the middle. Now, the reason that happens is because their fight cards all have the same requirement. They all require lightweight, middleweight, and heavyweight, but it has to do with how many bouts are in each one. That's what happens when you are given the choice. If 2 paths require the same weight class and you choose the one that, let's say I picked my path 1 here, and I have a lot of heavyweights because there are 4 heavyweight fights, just 1 middleweight and 1 lightweight. And then for some reason I decided to go the path 4 direction after I had picked it. Accidentally, I go that path because it's an option. I noticed that I need 7 lightweight bouts in this path, but I only have 1 lightweight fighter chosen. And if you do that and you don't pay attention to where you're at, sometimes it can put you into a situation where you only have 1 fighter in your team for a weight class, and as you're going bout after bout after bout, you can get into trouble because his health gets depleted as he continues to work his way through. Now, if you get confused in an event on to which path you're chosen, and you need a visual reminder to know which direction you're supposed to head, go back to the start node and it will show which path you've joined, and a yellow line will display which way you need to go. So if you're right here on path 1 and you're like, well, hell, which way do I go? Do I go left, right, or straight up the middle? Click the node and it reminds you which path you're supposed to be on. All of this comes into play more than you expect, especially when you start working way back through the same events, completing multiple paths to complete the fight card at 100% for the best rewards. Sometimes multiple paths overlap and you can fight the same fighter 3 or 4 times if you replay through one of the paths. That's normal. Don't worry about it. Another aspect of the game where pass comes into play with more and more importance is guild raids. So if we get into the guild raids here, we'll just switch over and continue on the raid we're in the middle of. And you can see this. In a raid, your pass almost always overlap because there's only 3 ways out, but you can have multiple people in the same raid. If your pass overlap, depending upon how your guild handles raids, you may need to watch for it so you don't end up taking someone else's bouts. One thing with raids too, right now, you cannot come back and click on the start node. I am clicking away and nothing is happening. You can't come back to the first node and click to get a visual reminder of where you're at. Hopefully this gets corrected as the season progresses, but for now, you just need to pay attention when you join the raid, where your path is and how you're going to make your way through it. The pass can be confusing for sure, and we are hoping for a visual change for this as the season progresses. Maybe a color-coded system that shows the expected path all the time. Should show the path that you're on. Maybe once you choose a path, it goes light yellow, and as you work your way through, it changes to blue. Something like that, something simple, a simple fix like that. But right now, just pay attention, and hopefully this bit of info has helped. Now, if you're looking for additional tips and tricks, my UFC partner in crime, Dustin, streams UFC Mobile every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on Twitch at 9:15 p.m. UTC. His link and the info for his stream are going to be in the description. If you want more UFC Mobile on Twitch, you can grab the official EA Dev stream with Shay every Tuesday at 7 p.m. UTC for exclusive info on the game, upcoming events, giveaways, and more. All right, that's it. I hope this info helped. Thanks for hanging out with me, and as always, as long as you guys keep watching, I'll keep making videos.